Hi everyone, it's Wendy. I'm back today to share another one-page project. And when I say one page, I'm using one page of coffee stained paper. And this is paper that I wouldn't use otherwise because I had added a digital image. This was back when I was doing a 50s journal, and this is a few years old. So I thought I'm going to reuse those papers because I don't want to waste. And I'm also going to use some beautiful tag digital images that I have printed from Tracy Fox, and some are from Tracy and Artie Mays. So this first one is from the Compendium kit, and it's Compendium. If you look on Tracy's Love Junk Journals and just write Compendium in the search, these will come up with the journal pages. And then these are the Artie Mays and Tracy Fox tag fabrications. So I'm using those for just to show you different size tags that you can do with this process. So what I'm making are little pocket tags, and they're really simple to do, and it's a great way to use most of the paper that the digis are printed on as well. So there's a pocket there, and there's a pocket here, and these haven't been decorated yet, but I just wanted to show you what I hope to accomplish in this time slot. And it's really simple, and you've probably thought of it yourself, but let's just get started and I'll show you what I do. So what I've noticed sometimes is I don't want to waste this paper at the bottom as well. So because I'm going to use art glitter glue, which is kind of my thing, I'm going to cut that in half, and I do this whenever I'm gluing a digital to paper because with the art glitter glue it dries. If I were to glue this side and this side before I put it down, this side would have dried and I'd get bumps. So I always cut them in half. Just a little tip. This would be a great project if you are in fact using glue stick. It's just not my thing. So I turn this over, and I sure hope you can see through like I can. I'm going to take my art glitter glue, and this is what I'm going to do. I can see the shape of the tag like so, and I'm going to go right to the bottom like that and just glue, do a big skiff of glue all the way around. And I'm doing it here as well. I see the shape of the tag through the back of the paper. Gosh, I hope you can see that, because otherwise... Anyway, what I'm doing, and you would be able to see it at home, when you print it, you can see the image, and then you can see you've got extra paper at the bottom. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to line it up with the bottom of my page like so. And we're good. Now, where's my cutter? You could use the scissor for this. I use my cutter, because I have a better chance of it being a straight line all the way down here. That's the part where I go a little crooked because I don't have a line to follow. So I'm just going to cut that. And my apologies for any loud noise. And then I'm going to do the same on this side. Might have cut a little bit of the tag. We're going to be okay with that. And line it up. Cut it down like so. And we'll go over here. I was just moving the guard a little bit so that I could see what I'm doing. And cut it like so. Okay, so we have that done. I'm just moving my cutter out of the way. Then I'm going to take my scissors and cut the extra bit off the top of this one, and then this one, I can still see a little bit of white down there, so I am going to risk it. I'm going to just cut it, attempt to cut that off. Not so bad at it as I thought I would be. How's everybody doing? I hope you're all well. Yeah, so this is really the base of what we're going to do. And then what we do is we just simply fold it up. And you don't have to fold right from here. That would make for quite a deep pocket. I don't want my pocket to be quite that deep. And if you still see a little bit of white, you could ink that if you want it. So I'm just folding it up, and you can see it's not exactly at that level. And I'm going to do this one, and I just do them wherever I want them for each. So for that one, I think I'd like it just underneath that bit of writing. Then I'm going to take my punch, and up to you whether you want to do this step or not. Just trying to make sure it's in the middle. I think it is. Oh, shoot. Well, I'm going to make that bigger than I wanted because I moved it. It's what it wanted to be. There are no errors. There we go. So that's on my sleeve. And then what I do, that is quite long, isn't it? Or quite deep. I just put a little bit of glue there, a little bit of glue there. And actually, I don't mind that, how deep that is. And then do it up like so. And oops, glue on the other side as well. And up we go. And that is a tag with a ready-made pocket. Isn't that cute? It's really, really simple to do. So what it means is your pocket, this part has 4 levels, so it's very of paper, and this has 2. So it's not as firm, but it's still a good firmness for a tag, and it could still make a really good tuck spot. So that's how I make those. And if we have time, we'll do some decorating. I may have already said that. I don't know if I'm repeating myself or not. So I handle it the same way if I'm making, these are the fabrication ones. And I noticed that they're going to cut that off because we can use that again for something else. And then I just cut a bit of the top off so I can line this up. And you'll notice that there's less here for a pocket. So this is what I do in this instance. There we've got our bowling gal. Move some of this out of the way. So I'm going to turn it over again. I'm going to hold it in this little divot. I think you can see better the back here. And I am going to do the same technique. I'm going to glue it right to the bottom. And glue like so, all the way around. Like that. And like that. So a good skiff of glue. Like I said, this is a good project if you're making, if you're using, glue stick. So I'm going to line that up at the top, like so. So it's glued on, and then I will cut those out with this length. So I've already done that on one to show you. So there, this particular one, so that we didn't have to do it together. That is that one, and I've just cut it out. So what you want to do in this instance, because I've got 2 strengths of paper, 2 strengths of paper, and this is just one here at the edge. So I just fold this edge to meet it. So now, and glue it down, and that's going to give me 2 strengths of paper. Just like that. And then, apologies for my scissors, and then I decide how deep I want this pocket. And I think I'd like it to be right about there. Fold it, and where did we come? It's actually came up a little bit more. If you can see the crease, a little bit more on the tag. And that is grand. And then I'm going to take my tab, my circle punch, and just create a little tab in it, divot. There we go. And as simple as this, we will have ourselves another pocket tag, and we will have used the bottom of the paper, and we will have already put a backing on it, all in the same step. And you could sew around it, do whatever you'd like. So that's that one. Now let's do a large, and I'll show you how I make the large ones. And I would cut it out just alongside. I love these large ones. I really do. And so what I do differently here, I'm just going to grab my paper, is I'm going to glue them lengthwise like that. Just glue it down so I have all this extra. So I line it up, I can cut the top off, line it up so I have all this extra at the bottom, and then it looks like that when it's glued, right? I trimmed off the top before I glued it down, and I just don't want to take up your time. We want some time for decorating. So that gives me this tag, and it's glued, and I've got all this extra length at the bottom. Now I needed this extra length because I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to fold this to meet that white piece of paper so that we will have two thicknesses like we do everywhere else on this tag. Two thicknesses for that paper, and then when it's all attached up and made into a pocket, then we end up with 4 thicknesses. While that is curing, I'm just going to cut these little edges off. Cut the little bit of paper that's poking out and move those out of the way. Okay, so, and now I can fold this up, and I don't want it to go as high. And you can see in this instance, there's quite a bit of white down here, and I made the fold lower because I still want to see a lot of that beautiful label. And I don't have to, guys, you don't have to put a little notch in it, but it's just fun. And you could ink that as well. I just don't do as much inking as I used to. I think I've mentioned a few times actually. I'm low. I don't have very much vintage photos, so I want to use up what I have first. So I'll move those all out of the way. So that is the tall pocket. So there you go. We've got a tall, a medium, and that has the 4 thicknesses, good and secure, and then this has 2. So when that's, you can use it as a tag, clip it in, set it into a pocket in a journal, or you could glue it down 2 sides and use it as a tuck spot. It's plenty firm for that. It's like when the 2 are together, it's like a lightweight cardstock, and this is like heavyweight cardstock down here. Okay, so let's do a little decorating. I did bring out my these are from my Field Guide to Wildflowers, I think is the name of the book, and I mentioned that in my 12 recommended supplies for beginners. So we could do some decorating on here. How are we for time? We've got a bit of time, which is great. So let me just move some of my supplies out of the way. And this was on one of those tags. I love those little bits from Tracy. Now, I don't know that I would do any decorating on that one. I probably, oh, I've got a nice flower here. I would probably be more inclined to stick in, these are some of Tracy's beautiful tea cards. These ones are like a sepia. They're in I think they're in the same set. Oh, I love this one with the blue. Now you hear that crunching? That was my glue stick. And I think, look, it will pull apart on me. So I'm just going to pull that off. This is why I don't like glue stick. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue instead, because I want it to stick. So I don't know if anyone else has had problems like that with glue stick, but it doesn't seem to like to go onto that craft cardstock. That might be the issue. So I think just simply putting in something like that, which I think is adorable. I mean, we could put a flower up the side. Do we want to do that? We could do that. Why not? How far down do we need to go? I feel like that one's a little too... There, we'll do that one. And I'll cut the bottom, or pull the bottom off a bit. Just because I think it's going to fit a little bit better, and it doesn't impede as much of the background because it doesn't have as many leaves on it. So, sorry, I'm just itching my face. So set that in here. Really cute, and that's from that book as well that I mentioned, A Field Guide to Wildflowers. And then set this like that. And you know what's coming next. A label. One of these labels. Which one do we want? Do we want blue? Yeah, I do want blue. So I'm just going to set a little label down here. So I only have a half hour on my recording device, which I've probably told you before. But for those of you who are new, so that you know that that's my time constraint. So I'll decorate as many of these as I can within that time constraint. So I think it would be kind of fun to put a little of this, like down here. We could even go around the edge if we wanted. So I'm just going to put, I find with tissue it's easier to just put some glue down and then work from there, because otherwise it just wants to stick everywhere. And not always where I want it to stick. Just folding it over like that. Just gives it a little more dimension there. And let's see if I have any of the bigger flowers. I've cut all of these out. That may be the very one I want. Oh, it's so pretty. So if we put something like that, isn't that pretty? I like that. Come right to there. Okay. Let's do it. They're pretty. Things are easy to decorate if you have all your supplies cut out ahead of time. I don't always have. I try to. So I have, a bunch of these beautiful Tracy Love Junk Journal labels. Most of them I think are the swatch labels. I think I have specimen labels in that tin as well. And I have my bunch of flowers cut out. So as long as I'm doing that, there, I had to make sure that I got that in there before the art glitter glue attached. And this would be a good use of your bone folder to go in there to make sure. I just want to make sure it wasn't going to actually glue down and affect the ability to put something on the inside. Now, what do we want for a tag? Or two. That's for you, Rachel. A tag or two. I think that's lovely. I think I want it here because I'm going to put a second tag down. I'm pretty sure of it. Or label. I use the word label and tag interchangeably, so my apologies for that. And I hope... Oh, I went and put it in a different spot. There you go. There you go. I want it there. I think I want it there. And that's what happens. Clearly, that's where the label wanted to go. So I'm just going to set that there. I just overlap them a little bit. You don't have to. But look at this loveliness of labels over on this side now. And for example, you could put a tag pocket within a tag pocket, but that just shows you how you can stick a tag in. Really like that one. Okay, so we've got 2 down, 2 to go. Actually, I have some more done that I could work on too. All right, what else do we have here? Cut out. That is nice. Like that there. I like leaving that tag. I mean, I could put something behind it to collage a little bit more, but my collaging is very simple. I think I called it cheater collage in one of my recent videos because I use a lot of collaged papers that others have already developed. So for me, I'm kind of cheating, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay. Someone else has done all the hard work for us. So that is super cute. Now I think I do have some of that railroad paper left. And okay, let's do this. Let's put something like that down here. And I'm going to just tear that off a bit so that it will fit. I don't know, it's just nice to have a little bit of extra zhuzh in there. I hope I didn't rush the larger tags putting them together, but I think it's pretty obvious I use the same. You just go ahead and twist the paper, the base paper if you need to. So, let's see. Set this over here. Don't want it to cover the word statement. That makes over here a little bit bare, so I think I'll set it there. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. We are having quite a bright day, which is lovely. It's cold, real cold, but that's okay. We can do with cold. You know, I'm going to put a second one there. Just like the red, because there's that pinky red down there. And there we go. So that's our second one. And we could put, let me see, I've got a couple of cards here. I think there's this sort of card could go in. That one, I don't know about the color on that one. But I do like the color on this one. These are Flora. I think they're tobacco cards, old tobacco cards, but isn't that cute? Yeah. So I really like this as well. So we've got 3 done so far, very quickly. And we put them together as well, which is fantastic. And so here, this one's a little blanker in the background. Do I want to put something like, yes I do. I'm just going to tear the bottom off. And that's because we're not going to see the bottom. So making quick decisions makes this a much quicker process for sure. After this, I've got to do some vacuuming. Yay! Help me find a way to avoid that, guys. Help me find a way. Let's see. I've got some of these beautiful cards. That is gorgeous. So I'll set that in there. I think I'll just stick a label on here and call that one done. So yeah, those are some of my prepared tea cards from Tracy. Some of them I used art glitter glue, and others I used, once I saw what was happening with the art glitter glue or the glue stick not letting them adhere as well as they ought to, then I went ahead and made some changes. Let's just see. Let's put a little bit of, just to give this one, I've got fuzzies here. Just going to put a little glue there, and we're going to put a little piece of washi, just to, I don't know, give it a little more grunge, like so, which I like. It's not, doesn't want to stick back there, so just going to peel it off. Even better. So those two, and let's see, we have a couple of larger ones that I didn't get to, that I was using as my examples, so we might as well decorate those, right? So let's see, put some more of this, set it there. That's my ledger from 1904. Just some ends that I cut off when I was making a journal. So that looks nice there. And let's pick some fun flowers. Don't want to have all the same color. That's lovely. Let's choose another color and put two on here together. So that and that. So I'm going to put this one down first because I want the delicateness of the other one to go over top, because this one's a little bit wider. So I think it was around the middle. There are no mistakes, so we'll this side of the middle, and then we'll put this one in like so. We've created a little garden, or do we want to put it on this side? Yeah, we want to put it on that side so that we don't lose all of that flower. It's important to adapt. Have a plan and be prepared to adapt. That's kind of the way I like to do things. Whoops. That's awkward to glue because it's so long and narrow. Okay. All right. Like so. So that it's not going to cover that other beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous? Like, so easy to really make a difference. And, I mean, just so much fun. And they're really super fun to do. So we've got that. And what do I want to use for a tag? I seem to have a lot of the brown ones, but you know what? They really suit the, I think they really suit that bit there. Down here, I think I'm going to put more towards the top of the tuck spot. How are we for time? Woo! Getting there. Okay, I better probably love it. Like, really love it. Let's see, do I have another card? I have another card that could go in there. So that's it. Really simple pocket tag. Yeah, I'm at 29 minutes, so I'm not going to decorate the other one, but just by way of example, that's how we did them. So we've got several here, you know, that's better in there. So these fun larger tags, and then there's the medium-sized one, and then there's the smaller ones. Easy to do, one-page projects, and that's in terms of the background using the coffee stained paper. But I did use a few extra digis, but they were, each one of them, a number. You can make a number of tags with one page of tags. Okay, thanks guys. I really appreciate you joining me today, and I hope you're all well. Take care, everyone. Bye.